Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego here in the Panhandle, Florida, with beautiful Karina, my wife from beautiful Venezuela. And we're doing an early live stream on this wonderful Saturday, April 13th, 2024. We started the live stream early, okay, so that folks in Africa, Australia, England, Philippines, Israel, the Middle East, all those beautiful countries, those folks can join us at an earlier time. So we started the live stream a little bit early. Okay. Now, if you have any questions about how to process a K1 visa, a green card, or anything like that, send me a question. Give me a question, and I'll answer your questions for you. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS. I don't work for the US government, and I don't give you any legal advice. Zero. But I got 9 years experience with this, and I'm here to help you. So what questions do you have? Now, we don't have anybody. Everybody's probably thinking I'm going to do the live stream at 6 p.m. Central Time here in the Panhandle of Florida. But I started it a little bit early here in the afternoon. Okay, because there's folks in other countries that can't watch us at 6 p.m. because they're either in bed or getting ready for dinner. Now, Ren S. has joined us. Ren S. in the great state of Texas has a question on the I-134. Well, that's why we're here. Ren, what is your question? If you were calling your immigration attorney right now, he would charge you $400. But I'm going to give the answer for free. I just need to know what the question is. ¿Cuál es tu pregunta, por favor? You're always here. Page 6. Okay, what's the question on page 6? Come on, Demi, tell me. Page 6, what is it? Come on. I'm waiting. I'll answer it for you. Do I state how much I have sent my fiance in money on page 6? Does it ask you that? It doesn't ask you that. Where on the I-134 does it say that you have to notify immigration how much you sent your beneficiary? I don't see that. So you don't have to. It's not necessary. No, you don't have to do that. But when you apply for the green card, you probably want to show it when you apply for the green card. You already have a visa interview at the embassy. Okay. Look where it says how much I contributed. Okay. Well, how much have you contributed to your beneficiary over the last year? How much money? You can answer the question, but it's not necessary, because what you're going to say is when you fill out the I-134, you are going to say that you are going to promise to provide 100% support for your beneficiary. You're going to cover everything. Number of dependents. Well, how many people are in your family? How many people did you include on your tax return, on your last tax return? If you know, your taxes will determine how much money, or how many dependents you have to include on your I-134. So it's going to be you, your son, okay? So you have one dependent, and then you have your beneficiary. So your family size is going to be 3. You got a family size of 3. You don't have, and what you state is you say, how much money do you make in a year? If you make $40,000 or $35,000, whatever it is, however much money you make in 1 year, that is how much you say is your contribution to your beneficiary. It's your total income for the year. Let me see here. Also, my son, I have his name on my I-134. You have to. He's your dependent. On your I-134, when you fill it out, you're going to put your name. You're going to put your son's name. And underneath that, you're going to put number of dependents is 1, which is your son. On which page do I put my yearly income? When you fill out the I-134, where it says information about the sponsor, it says, what is your contribution? What are you going to do? You're going to write a statement that says, I will provide 100% medical. I will, and however much money you make, how much money do you make in a year? That is how much money you put where it says on the I-134, what is your total contribution to your beneficiary? Your total income for the year. Look at the paper. Look at the paperwork. Okay. My lawyer said, don't put my income, put how much I sent my fiance. That's incorrect. That's totally wrong. You need to put your total income for the year on what you're going to do to provide support for your beneficiary. Okay. And if you sent some money to your fiance, you can put that on page 6. How much money did you send your fiance? You can include it if you want. But what's important to immigration, they couldn't really care less that you send them any money. What they care about is how much money do you make in a year? That goes on your I-134. How much are you going to contribute to your beneficiary when he gets to America? You're going to put down there whatever your yearly income is. You're going to write a statement that I will provide full medical, place to live, 100% support for your beneficiary, total medical, housing, food, clothing, everything. That goes on the I-134. On page 6, it says, how much did I send him? What do I put? My yearly income? No. On page 6, if it asks you how much did you send your beneficiary, you put whatever you sent him if you want to. But what immigration want to see is when he gets to America, what support are you going to provide for him in the United States? Well, that's where you put your total income. That's where you say, I will provide 100%, I will provide this much income. I will provide full medical benefits. I will provide a house, a roof over his head, medical, food, etc. You got to read the form carefully. It's not hard to do. Okay. Watch the video. I made a video on how to do this. Watch the video. Google Diego Ross I-134. Watch the video and it will explain it to you page by page. John Arrocamoni. Hi, Diego and Karina. What's going on, John? Matt Berner. Just wanted to say my fiance from Bogota and I scheduled our interview for May 16th. You get a Mountain Dew salute for interview appointments, especially in Bogota, because sometimes they're real busy. Okay, so you get a Mountain Dew salute. Good job, Matt, on doing that. Ren S, on which page do I put my yearly income? They ask you on the I-134, what support are you going to provide for your beneficiary? That's where you put your yearly income. Read the form. There's, what is it? What is it? 13 pages? It's not even that. Just read the form or watch the video. Your attorney says, don't put my income, put how much I sent my fiance. That's correct on that part on page 6. But what you need to do is tell immigration how much money you made for the year. And that's what you put on the I-134. That's what you're going to support. That's what your support is going to be. 100%. Jin Ganesh. Hi, Diego and Karina. Happy Saturday from Guyana. Jin Ganesh in Guyana. Good to see you. Let me see here. Yeah, your lawyer said don't put your income, put how much you sent your fiance. Go ahead and do that. That's correct. But I stand corrected. But the thing is this. You must tell immigration how much money you made for the year. That's all they really care about. Because of Jesus channel. Good evening, Diego and Karina. What's going on? How is everybody? Ren S, page 6 is how much I sent him. What do I put? My yearly income? No. Just put how much you sent him. I send this, and this is how much I sent my beneficiary. Do I have to write a letter stating everything I will provide? No, it goes on the I-134. On the I-134, I just saw one block, page A, which asks, okay, you read the form, right? What I'll provide for him plus my lawyer says attach my taxes to it. You don't attach your taxes to anything. They don't like anything being stapled. Do not staple anything to the I-134. The I-134 is a standalone form that you sign. You fill it out, you print it, you sign it. And then your taxes accompany the I-134. Your W-2s accompany the I-134. But do not attach anything to anything. Don't staple any paperwork. Don't staple the I-134. Don't staple your tax returns to the I-134. Don't do that. It just slows up the whole process. And when you apply for your green card, Don't staple anything. Don't use paper clips. Okay? Just put everything in document protectors. Use document protectors. Ren S. On page 8, which asks, what will I provide for him? You're going to write on there, you're going to provide 100% support for your beneficiary, which is how much money did you make in a year, which is what your total contribution is going to be to your beneficiary. What is your total contribution going to be to your beneficiary? Your total income for the year. That's what goes on the I-134. If you watch the video I made, it's an easy video to watch. It basically explains everything very carefully and very easily. Watch the video, Diego Ross, I-134. Google that, watch the video, and you'll know how to fill out the form. Okay? But don't attach your taxes to anything. You get a folder. You create a financial folder. A financial folder. In the financial folder, you put the I-134, your tax returns, your tax transcripts, your W-2s, your bank statements, your pay stubs, 6 months worth, and a letter from your boss saying that you work here and this is what your job is and this is how long you've been working here. That goes in one folder. That's your financial folder. And then you make another folder, which is civil documents. A copy of your U.S. passport, blown up nice and big in color. Okay? Your beneficiary's passport. His birth certificate, translated into English if required, except in Bogota, Colombia, and Dominican Republic. You don't need to do that. You don't have to translate any documents for Bogota or for Dominican Republic. Red S. I just saw one block, page 8, which asks, what will I provide for him? Plus my lawyer says attach my taxes to it. What you say on page 8 is your total income. How much money did you make in a year? That goes there. That shows total support for your beneficiary. Okay? And then your tax return goes behind the I-134, but don't staple it. Sorcha Anderson. Hey, Diego, can a K2 work permit be approved before the K1 applicant work permit? It can happen sometimes. It depends on, it happens sometimes. He got approved notice for 5 years. Yeah, he got it. So a K2 got his work permit approved before the K1. That happens all the time. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Probably expires in 2029, right? Somewhere in there. Red S, does my fiance need my passport pic? Yes. Yes, just one. They're probably not going to ask for it. Okay. But include it just in case and put your name on the back. They may not ask for it. They didn't ask for my passport picture at Karina's visa interview in Bogota, Colombia. They didn't want my passport picture, but they wanted to see a blow-up picture of my passport, my biographic page in color. Okay? Which I provided. And I included a picture, but they didn't need it. So, but I would get one just in case. You never know, right? Cover every base. So Sorcha, he got approved for 5 years. Yeah, 2029. K2s, that's normal. Don't worry, it's normal. It's normal. It's nothing unusual about that. And then the K1 is dependent on the sponsor, so they don't process the work permits as quickly for the K1s as they do for K2s. Because if a K2 is close to working, 17, 18 years old, they're going to want to help them. Greg Santos, hi Diego and Karina, have a blessed weekend. You too. You too. It's a happy Saturday. It's it's 79 degrees and sunny outside, and there's no clouds. And so I decided to do the live stream early so people in other countries can have an opportunity to join us at a different time. Because remember, people from about 160 countries, somewhere in there, watch us all around the world. This is a global channel. This is your YouTube channel. That is a global channel. And so I try to do it usually at 6 o'clock every day, every time. But sometimes I come on a little early to give people that live in Africa and Asia an opportunity to jump on here at a decent hour. Ren S, if I fill out my I-134 myself, even though I have a lawyer, is this signature required? No. Not at all. You fill it out. Ren, you fill out the I-134, you sign it. It's not hard to do. Watch the video I made on I-134. Watch the video. It goes step by step how to fill it out. And I made it so easy for people to understand, okay? I kind of made it like an easy process to understand the process. I printed the I-134. Did you fill it out first? Did you fill out all the information on the I-134 before you printed it? Or are you going to use, I don't want to make mistakes? It's not hard. You won't make a mistake. The I-134 is easy. It's an easy process. It's an easy form. Just follow directions. It's the Ghana embassy. Okay. Doesn't matter what embassy. The form isn't hard to do. Okay. Don't be scared of the form. Fill it out online and print it. What you could do is you could print it and fill it out with pen, and then use that as a template and go online and do it again. Redo the form with a computer so it's professional, and then use your template as a guide so that you don't make a mistake when you fill out the printed version from the computer. It doesn't matter what embassy. Every embassy around the world wants to see an I-134. And if there was in Nigeria, there was a person that went to his visa interview in Nigeria, and they forgot to ask him for his I-134. He went to the visa interview, he got approved, everything was good. And then a few days later, they sent him an email and they said, we need your I-134. He's like, well, I brought it to the interview. Why didn't you take it when I brought it to the interview? So he had to go back to the embassy with his I-134. A handwritten I-134 is perfectly legal as long as the immigration can read it. If I filled out an I-134 in pen, immigration would have a heart attack. They wouldn't be able to read my writing, okay, my chicken scratch. So I filled it out on a computer. You can handwrite the I-134 with a black pen, in a black pen, not a blue pen, with a black pen, and sign it. It's perfectly legal to do that. No problem. You can do that. Kamir One, hello, Diego and Karina. How are you doing today? We are good, man. How are you? How's everything? How is your beautiful family doing? Now, your beneficiary is from Cambodia, if I remember. Beautiful Cambodia. Ren S, I just one, which I hand wrote. You can handwrite it. It's all good, but they got to have the original I-134 with the original signature. You cannot email, scan, or copy an I-134 to your beneficiary. He's got to have the original I-134. If you handwrote it, make sure immigration can read your writing. Print real nicely. Use your best, handwriting, and then immigration will accept it. That's how it works, okay? But like I said, you got to have an I-134 for each person, okay? If you have a K1 and a K2, you've got to fill out an I-134 for the K1 and an I-134 for the K2. No, I'm mailing my fiance the original, which I'll handwrite. You can do that, but I would mail it to him via FedEx or DHL. I would send it via DHL to Ghana, or FedEx. I don't know if FedEx goes to Ghana. I'm sure they do, but DHL would probably be the best way. I wouldn't use the U.S. Postal Service to mail visa documents to Ghana. I would use DHL, the courier service. I must mail him all documents. This is DHL. There you go. Thumbs up. These are the documents that he's going to need, Ren S. You can scan and email him your tax returns, your W-2s. You can scan those, okay? Your bank statements, you can scan them and send them via email so he can print them. The letter from your boss, your pay stubs, all that stuff you can scan and send it via email where he can print it. But the I-134 is a mandatory original form that the immigration wants to see, the embassy officer wants to see original. Plus, I got the wedding officiant list printed from Texas courthouse. Good job. Those are wedding plans. Get those. get those wedding plans to your beneficiary for the visa interview. Okay. What if the consular officer asks to ask your beneficiary a question? Do you have any wedding plans for when you get married in Texas? And then you'll have all these. He'll prove, yeah, here's my wedding plans for my wedding in Texas. This is the wedding officiant list. We're trying to decide on who's going to marry us. We're going to get married at the courthouse here in Texas. We're going to have our reception at this restaurant in Texas, wherever it is you live in Texas. And send an email to some restaurants and ask them, do they have space for a wedding reception? You know, they'll respond back to you, sure, we do. But you don't have a day yet because you're still waiting for the K-1 visa to get approved. So you don't know what day you're going to have your wedding. You don't know what the date is, where, you know the location, and you know who's coming to the wedding. You just don't know what day. Okay? So send some emails to some restaurants and say, hey, you got space for a wedding reception with this number of people? And the restaurant will reply back to you, sure, this is what we can do. Print those emails. You don't have to necessarily use that restaurant for a wedding reception, but you can plan something. That's evidence of a wedding being planned, okay? Without wearing any engagement rings. Don't wear an engagement ring to your visa interview. Let's see, Camille 1, we're doing good. That's good. Now I travel with her to Washington, D.C. to show her the White House. So you're going to take her to Washington. You're going to take her to the swamp, the big swamp in Washington, D.C. I'm kidding. That would be great. Show her the Lincoln Memorial. Take it to, show her the White House. It's very historical. She'll enjoy that visit. That would be fantastic. And get lots of pictures in Washington, D.C. Pictures together, pictures with a group of people, etc. Red S, unfortunately, my job didn't give me a letter of employment. Well, go ask for it. Ask them for one. They won't give you one? Why won't they give you a letter of employment? Red S, I made wedding invitations and faked the date of September 6th. Well, you can't plan a day. So immigration knows you don't know what the day is. You can't plan a day. It's all good, but that's okay. No worries. It's good. Orlando Lopez. Hi, Diego and Karina. Why does the National Visa Center take so long if USCIS is already checked and approved? I'm just curious. Thanks. Orlando, the National Visa Center is at the mercy of the embassy. So from NOA 1 to NOA 2, it's about 6 months now. It's a pretty quick turnaround. And then then it gets mailed to the MVC within 2 to 3 months. It takes about 2 months, 8 weeks. The MVC get it. They check through it to make sure there's no errors. If there's no errors in it, they then call the embassy and say, hey, are you guys busy? I want to go ahead and ship this K-1 visa package to you. If they say, okay, we're good, they'll send it. And you'll get a case number and in-transit status. And then you're going to wait for the embassy to give you a ready status. Then you're at the mercy of the embassy when they're not so busy, where you can schedule the interview. There's 3 main processes to a K-1 visa. Well, actually 4. There's 4. There's the lockbox in Dallas and Louisville. They get it. They check it first to make sure there's no errors. If you didn't mess up anything, they send it to the service center, most likely California. They'll hold on to it for 6 or 7 months, 8 months. They'll approve it if it's good. They send it to the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center gets it. They check it. If there's no mistakes, and the embassy's not busy, they send you a case number. And then when the embassy gets it, you'll get a ready status. And then you can start planning on paying for the visa fee, scheduling the interview, scheduling the biometrics, and all that. It's a basic process. Ren S, no choice. Okay, they won't give you a letter of employment. Okay, don't worry about it. Also, if I go get menus from the restaurant, can I use that as a wedding plan? Yeah, and circle this. Get a yellow highlighter and highlight the food that you would like the restaurant to, that you think that you would like the restaurant to be ready to serve you. What do you guys want? Highlight the stuff. We're looking at getting this for our reception at the restaurant. We want to do this. We're interested in this kind of food. Put it all together. Immigration want to see it. Okay, it's evidence of a wedding plan. Plus, you're taking it down to the nth degree what you want to eat at the restaurant for your reception. That's some good stuff right there. Sorcha Anderson, I watched all of your videos, Diego, and I filed my adjustment of status paperwork by myself for me and 2K2s, no RFE. Thank you. We appreciate you so much, Diego. You saved us so much money. That's what I want to hear. Sorcha Anderson, Sorcha, watch the videos that I made for you guys. It's your channel. This is your YouTube channel for you. Okay? I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute because I saved Sorcha probably what? $4,000? $3,000? Congratulations. Ren S., my lawyer said use my paycheck stubs, bank statements, and he created a letter stating why I don't have a letter of employment. That's all. That's what I just said for you to do. I'm giving you all this advice for free, and your attorney's making you pay for his advice. But that's exactly right. And I said, don't worry about it on the letter of employment. If you can't get it, you can't get it. And you can write a letter saying, I'm employed by this company at this location. Here's their contact information, and they have declined to give me a letter of employment. You can write that letter yourself. Why do you need an attorney to do that? You don't. You said, I know, I wish I didn't hire him. It's all good, Reynes. Don't worry. Keep moving. Keep pressing ahead, okay? And Sorcha Anderson, we're glad that you got everything done for your green card and you didn't have to pay anybody. That's good news. You know, immigration attorneys get mad at me probably. I don't know. That's okay. There's a big market out there that they'll find another client, you know. But I'm not an immigration attorney. I've just done this. I'm 9 years of experience. You know, the first thing I would ask an immigration attorney is, are you married to a foreign national? Did you bring your wife to the United States on a K-1 or a spousal visa? Oh, no. I went to law school. Oh, you went to law school. Okay, so you learned how to do a K-1 visa behind a desk with a class professor. Okay, great. Okay. Do they know how to do the process? Sure. Do they make mistakes? Quite a lot. Renes, one K-1 visa is denied. Do you think it's possible for it to be reopened? Yeah, you can get a K-1 visa reopened if you have evidence that will adjudicate it, which will correct the reason for the denial. You can get it opened up again. You just got to be true and transparent. And well, I'm glad we're helping you, Renes. It's priceless help. That's right. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay. Although sometimes I get a super chat and I like Larry. He get me a Mountain. I've still got Mountain Dew in the bag from Larry. So I want to give everybody a Mountain Dew super chat salute, even though you don't have to do a super chat. You don't have to. We're here to help you for free. I don't want you spending thousands of dollars on an immigration attorney when you don't have to. The only time you really need an immigration attorney to do a K-1 or a green card application is if the sponsor has a felony conviction in the past. So you hire an immigration attorney to review your documents, your court documents, to see if you qualify for the benefit. Pay him a consultation fee. Hey, here's my court documents. Can you review them for me? Pay a consultation fee. And the immigration attorney says, yes, you're qualified for the K-1, or no, you're not qualified. That's how you do it. Come here, one. Well, look at, man, guys, super chat salute to Kamir One. We appreciate that, guys. All super chats get Mountain Dew salutes, by the way. Thank you, Kamir One. We're glad that you're getting all this paperwork done, and you're going to have a great time in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., you're going to have a great time. Go see the Washington Monument, the White House, the Lincoln Memorial. You know, rent a limo for like a couple hours. Rent a limo for 2 hours. A stretch limo. Drive around Washington, D.C. in a stretch limo for 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, how fun is that? You know, that's going to be great. Let's see. Our help is priceless. Renes, we're trying to help you, okay? Marvell Campbell, Diego and Karina, greetings, K1 and K2 success, Jamaica. Finally, thanks for everything you do here. Marvell, no problem. Marvell Campbell. Another success story. That's good news. Jamaica. I flew over Jamaica lots of times. I flew over Jamaica when I'm going to Bogota, when I went to visit my beautiful Karina. I would fly over Cuba, communist Cuba. I'm looking over communist Cuba. I'm like, you guys, I feel sorry for those people. You know, they're not free. They don't have any freedom. And then I fly over beautiful Jamaica. And then I'm like, hey. Anyway, welcome and congratulations to our friends in Jamaica. I'm curious, Ranes, he got a denial after his fiancée interview in Ghana. He had a engagement ring on his finger and they thought it was a wedding ring. So they denied him because he couldn't prove it was an engagement ring. If you send a picture of your beneficiary with an engagement ring on her finger for the K1, when you apply for the K1 visa, I recommend this, get a copy of the receipt and make sure the receipt says engagement ring on the receipt. Okay? Here's the receipt. This is an engagement ring for so-and-so. Write a letter of explanation. This is the engagement ring I purchased for my beneficiary. And include that with the picture of the engagement ring. And you're good to go. You don't get a visa denial. They say, oh, look how beautiful. It strengthens your visa package. But if you just show pictures of you wearing engagement rings with no explanation, immigration misconstrues it as a wedding ring and you're in trouble. How long do you think it will take for my friend's case? Probably 3 months, 3 or 4 months to adjudicate it. What else will help his case? Everything I told him to do. Everything I said is what's going to help his case. Renes, lawyers are willing to open this case, yet no timeline. Lawyers will take your money. They will say, we'll open up your case with immigration, but they won't tell you when because they don't know when, because they don't know how long it's going to take. But I just told you it's going to take 3 or 4 months for it to get adjudicated. Okay, but an immigration attorney may not say that because they don't want to be held to that. I'm not an immigration attorney. I'm just telling you what I know from experience from other people. Okay, so, you know, there's no reason for him to go to an immigration attorney to get his case reopened. You don't need an attorney. The sponsor asks immigration, please reopen my case. Here's my evidence. Here's what I got. An immigration attorney is going to write the same letter that the sponsor can write, except he's going to be charged. The sponsor is going to get a bill. Let's see here. Renika Kendall, Diego, you are the real deal. No lawyer needed. No, Renika Kendall, you're right. I can process a K1 visa in my sleep. I can write the book on how to process a green card. It's not hard. I mean, I've got 9 years under my belt. Immigration attorneys do a great job, okay, but they're book smart. I'm K1 visa smart. I waded through the trenches. I pulled all the daggers out of my body. Okay, I'm covered in green card suitor and sweat. I went through the sweat equity, not the book equity. Okay, there's nothing I don't know about a K1 visa. Well, probably. Let me correct myself. I know 99% of how to do it. There's a few things that change that I need to get caught up on, but nothing that's going to affect you guys. Let me see. Now you got Arabic writing there. I don't speak Arabic, unfortunately. You guys are way smarter than me. If you can speak Arabic, God bless you. I couldn't. It's such a difficult language. But you said at the USCIS we had 2 co-sponsors because my fiance's income for 2022 was below the poverty level. Now we're approved from the USCIS and our case was sent to the MVC. Can we have 2 co-sponsors? Yes, you can. You can have 2 co-sponsors. Not a problem. Congratulations, by the way, on your visa approval, and very, very, very smart on having 2 co-sponsors to cover your income. Very smart. Good job. High five. No, I just explained. You can have two. My fiance's income for 2023 is above the poverty level. Should she be my main sponsor? She always is your main sponsor. Should she fill out the I-134? Yes. The sponsor fills out the I-134, and the two joint sponsors fill out the I-134. You give 3 I-134s to the embassy officer in the embassy at the consulate, and the immigration officer makes the decision. Okay, well, yeah, your benefit, your sponsor's income is sufficient. I don't need these other I-134s, but go there with them just in case you need them. More than likely you won't, but if you do, you got them. And the consular officer will approve your K-1, put it in the passport, and you get on a plane and come to the United States, and you repeat the whole thing over again for the green card. Okay? But congratulations on getting your, you got it approved, right? Congratulations. You did the right thing. 2 co-sponsors is good, but you're going to need 3 I-134s, and you're going to need 3 I-864s. When you do the adjustment of status to the green card, the sponsor's going to fill out the I-864, and both co-sponsors are going to fill out one each. So you're going to have 3. Okay? You're going to have 3 separate green card applications. 1 from the sponsor and 1 from each co-sponsor. And you include them all together in one mailing to the lockbox, wherever it goes, to Chicago or to Phoenix, Arizona, wherever it goes. I don't know what state you live in. If you tell me what state your sponsor lives in, I can tell you where it's going to get mailed to. Greg Santos, K1 fiance, and I'll get married at court in Florida this coming Monday. She has 1 first name, no middle name, and 3 last names. She wants to remove her last name of the 3 and get my last name as her legal name. You do that when you fill out the I-485. When you adjust the status, okay, to green card, okay, you're going to fill out this 20-page document. Now, on the page 1 of the I-485, it says the question here is right here. What is your legal name? So your new wife is going to put her family name, which is going to be her new last name. Whatever your last name is going to go here. Your last name, and then her middle name right here, and then her middle name is going to go here, and then her first name is going to go right here. This is where you change your beneficiary's last name to the husband's last name on the I-485. That's where you do it, right here. Now, they're going to ask you on this form, what other names have you used since birth? Right here. What other names have you used since birth? That's where she will put in all of her names that she's ever had in her life. Don't forget, don't leave anything out. If your beneficiary has 5 names, right here, you're going to put 5 names. If she's going to drop her last name and take your last name, it goes here. Okay, you got it? Do you understand what I just said, Greg? Do you get it? I want to make sure you understand that. When you apply for the green card, when you're a beneficiary, when she applies for a green card, that's where she changes the name to your last name. Okay, Karina took my last name. It's Karina Ross. Karina Ross, she took my last name. Immigration sent me communication. They sent me a letter saying, actually it was to Karina Ross, and the address, which is right here. Karina's last name has been changed to Karina Ross by Homeland Security. Karina's legal last name is Ross. Immigration changed it for her. When she gets her work permit, we're going to scoot on down to the Social Security office, and we're going to update her Social Security number. Not the number doesn't change, but the status is going to change to Karina Ross, not Karina and her maiden name. Her maiden name will go away. Right now in the Social Security office, they have her maiden name. When she gets her work permit, hopefully sooner rather than later, We're going to go back to Social Security. We're going to say, here's her work permit. Please update Karina's status to legal permanent resident. They will go in their trusted computer. They will say Karina Ross. They will delete her maiden name, and they will update her Social Security card. The number doesn't change, but the name will. Let me see. Greg Santos, do you understand what I just said? Renes, my friend has receipt of the rings. Yep. Here in the USA, explain please how to do. I just explained to you. Do you understand what I just said, right? Greg, this is how your new wife will change her name to your last name on page 1 of USCIS form I-485. Page 1. That's where you change the last name. Okay? Homeland Security goes in their computer and processes your beneficiary's green card with your last name and her first name and whatever middle names she puts in there. But she can delete her maiden name. She doesn't have to she can delete that, okay? But she has to include it on the second part where it asks you what other names have you used in the past. You must include the maiden name on that part, okay? Because that's how she came in the United States with the K-1. Let me see. Ren S. and family statements saying they are engaged. Yep, not married when his fiance was our interview, yet the embassy didn't look. Well, you got to reopen the case with USCIS. Hannah. Hi, Diego. Hola, Karina. What's going on? Hola, ¿cómo estás, Hannah? Tu bien, tu día bien. Aquí, clima muy amable, muy agradable. Me gusta. Mucho sol, poco nubes. Cielo es azul. Es hermoso día. So I did this live stream early. I did an early live stream. So folks in Africa, Australia, the Philippines can jump on at a different time frame. Ren S, I understand about Ghana and rings in pictures, but when you go to the interview with evidence of rings and such, as when you get there, as when it was brought and the family and his friends, the statements saying you are engaged, not married. Can they deny the K-1? No, why would they? You got evidence that says it's not an engagement, it's an engagement ring. You got to have evidence. Immigration don't work off of palabras, okay? Immigration don't listen to palabras, to words. They look at paperwork. That it's either yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. That's how it works. Immigration, it's like the Borg, right? It's like we've engaged the Borg. You got Captain Jean-Luc Picard in the Starship Enterprise, right? He's in the Starship, and he sees the Borg right there. We're going to assimilate you. That's USCIS. We're going to assimilate you. Okay? There's no emotion. Nothing. It's all paperwork. Let me see. Renika Kendall. Hola, Karina.
Hola, Renika. ¿Cómo estás?
Renes, without looking at all evidence. Greg Santos, thanks. Greg, you understand what I said, right? Page 1, USCIS form 485, application to register permanent residence or adjust status. On page 1 is where your beneficiary changes her name to your name. That's how you do it. But don't forget to sign the forms, beneficiary. When you apply for your green card, people are forgetting to sign the friggin' form. You got to sign it as the person that filled it out, okay? Now, you don't have a preparer. You're the preparer. If you speak English, you don't need an interpreter. If you can't speak English, you need an interpreter, okay? But right here is where the applicant signs for the green card application. If you don't sign right here and date it, you ain't going to get your green card. You're going to get an RFE and everything's going to be sent back to your house, and you're going to have to redo everything because immigration's going to stamp all over this saying this is no good. Okay? So never forget to sign the paperwork at the very end. You get in a big hurry, you get excited, oh, I'm going to get my green card, whoa! But you forget to sign the form. People have put together K-1 visa packages. Oh, I'm applying for my K-1 visa for my beneficiary. I'm all excited. and they forget to sign the form. And then it all comes back. And then you get mad. What happened? What happened? Immigration writes a little letter. Why didn't you sign your form? Don't forget. It's probably the number 2 reason that K1 visas get sent back and green card applications. Chris and Emma, I'm here, so I've given you all the information on the videos. You've given me all the information on the videos. Okay, well, repeat the question, Chris, please. Renes, I thought the embassy would look at all the evidence brought to the interview rather than just some of it. I can't control the embassy, okay? You got to get through the embassy. The consular officer controls the show, and they don't have time to look through a stack of evidence, okay? The secret to this whole thing is don't wear an engagement ring to the consular office meeting for the K1 interview. Don't do it. Don't wear it. If you're in Colombia, South America, Central America, you can get away with it. It won't be a problem, probably not. But if you live in Africa, Indonesia, Southwest Asia, it could be a problem, especially in India, Pakistan, Thailand, those countries. Let me see here. So Chris and Emil, you said you will get back with me on the live stream about the DS-160, SEAC and USCIS, but I received ready status on my email. Okay, if you have received the ready status on your email from the embassy, what you need to do is create a SEAC account if you can, and then go ahead and help your beneficiary process the DS-160 and submit it to the embassy. But what you need to do is really wait for the embassy to send you a packet 3, packet 4 email. You're waiting for the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy to say, go ahead and start the process to process the K1 visa interview. On the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy, it's going to give you links that you can click on. Click on this link to pay the visa fee. Click on this link to pick the country. You create a SEAC account. You go into SEAC and you look for the country. And you click on the country. It takes you to the country. It takes you to the embassy website. Then it gives you directions on how to pay the visa fee. The packet 3, packet 4 email is going to tell you that. Okay, I did start it, but I didn't fill it out just yet. Go ahead and get it done. Fill it out and get it submitted to the embassy, but you got to pay the visa fee. And don't forget to print the confirmation page of the DS-160, and it's good for 12 months once you submit it. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. Francois Livingston. Francois, good afternoon, Diego and Karina. I'm doing a live chat later today, or just this one. In La Noche live chat or Esther? No, Esther, this one. We did it early for our friends in Africa and Southwest Asia because they keep saying they couldn't get on the live stream. So I did it early, Francois. I jumped on early. So tonight we won't do it. We won't do one tonight, okay? But we'll be back on Monday, most definitely. The Mountain Nomads. Hi, Diego. Will you talk a little bit about the Customs and Border Patrol and how is it looked like? And will I have another interview right away after entry into the United States? What we should know and consider about. Okay, the Mountain Nomads. The airplane lands in America. Boom. It's going to take about 2 hours to get through the immigration line because you're going to have 5 or 6 planes landing from 5 or 6 different countries. So give it about 2 hours to get through the immigration line. Okay. As an American citizen, if your American citizen sponsor accompanies you to the United States, you go through the U.S. citizenship line. Don't separate. Okay. The beneficiary and the sponsor go through the U.S. citizenship line at the airport. Through immigration. You get to the checkpoint. Can I see your passports? Okay. First, the sponsor. Here's my American citizen passport. Oh, by the way, this is my beneficiary, my K1. We're getting married, and she's on a K1 visa. Okay, so the Border Patrol looks at my passport. It's a U.S. passport. Welcome home, Diego. You've been in Colombia forever, man. I'm glad you're back home. They look at Karina's passport. Buenas Estados Unidos. Karina's Venezuelan. She has a Venezuelan passport. The Border Patrol officer spoke fluent Spanish to her and said, okay, we need to get you over to this office for your interview for your entry into the United States. So we left our suitcase on the rotisserie going around and around and around like a Beach Boys song, okay? And we went into the Border Patrol office and sat down and waited for about 20 minutes. Then she got her turn. She stood up. She went to the counter. They took all of her paperwork out of her bag for the K1 visa that was assembled at the embassy in Colombia. They took everything out, stuck it on the desk. They looked at her passport. They opened up the package. They looked in a computer. They said, welcome to America. They put an I-94 paper copy in her passport. They stamped her passport as a legal admittance into the United States for 90 days, which means you got 90 days to get married. The K1 visa is terminated. The I-94 commences. You got 90 days on an I-94 to get married. If you don't get married within 90 days, you'll get deported. Okay? And immigration said, welcome to America, Karina, Buenos. And then we went to hunt down our suitcase, and there was only one suitcase left. And everybody else, all the tourists and everybody else picked up their suitcases. And there was one suitcase left in Miami airport at international arrivals, and that was our suitcase. It was standing there by itself, kind of lonely. I felt sorry for it. And we went and we rented a car, an SUV, and we drove here. It was easy. Just got to be relaxed, guys. Make sure that if you accompany your beneficiary to the United States, you go through the U.S. citizenship line. Don't sweat the interview at the Border Patrol. Don't sweat it, okay? They welcome you just like you made it this far, unless you really unless the embassy wrote a negative story about you when you went to your K1 visa interview at the embassy, and the embassy was on the fence about whether they should approve your K1 or not, and they say, okay, they'll write a little note and they'll put it in the K1 visa package, which is sealed up, that says, we're on the fence with these people, Border Patrol. Give the person a second interview. The Border Patrol officer will read that information from the embassy and they'll give you a second interview. If the Border Patrol isn't happy with you, they won't let you in the country. They'll put you on the next plane back to your home country. But that happens very rarely. Hannah, to have an appointment interview for the K1 visa at the embassy, we have to check daily and every hour the website to book an appointment because it is not easy to find an available appointment. That's true. That's 100% true. You got to keep looking. Don't give up. Chris and Emma, you said you will get back with me. Yeah, go ahead and submit the DS-160. Create a SEAC account. Okay, if you have ready status and you said you started the DS-160, but the fiance doesn't do anything to create an account, no, you can. The sponsor can do it. If you help if you Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, if you help your beneficiary with the DS-160, you can do that. Karina can't speak English. She couldn't read English. So I helped her with the DS-160. I asked her questions on the phone in Spanish, and she gave me the answers, and I helped fill it out. Once it was done, I submitted it to the embassy and printed the confirmation page. And in order for me to process the K1 visa interview, I had the case number and the confirmation number from the DS-160. But I had to put my name on the DS-160 as the person that helped Karina fill it out. And it's all good because the DS-160 is in English. It's not in Spanish. It's not in French. It's not in German. It's always in English. Chris and Emma, okay, fiance doesn't do anything. No, you handle it. Chris, the sponsor, you handle it for your beneficiary. Don't stress out your beneficiary. You take care of it. Okay. Francois, on the bank statements, can you black out the account numbers? Yes. I use whiteout. I don't know if I have it right here. I use this. That's what I use. I just got the bank statements and I just whited out the account numbers. Immigration don't need to see the account numbers. They just want to see how much money I made. That's all they care about. They didn't care that I bought cat food at Walmart. They didn't care that I put gas in my car. It's all on my bank statements. You know, they don't care about that. They're looking for income, direct deposit on the bank statements. So I got my 12 months worth of bank statements, 12 months, and I highlighted the deposits. This was my military retirement. This is my deposit for my job. Boom, boom. I blanked out, I whited out the bank statement account numbers because it's none of their business. And that's it. That's how you do it. James Vance, let me see, Francois, I have 2 checking accounts. Why did not get a black magic marker if you want and be a Picasso? They don't need to see the account numbers. James Van Skoda, does the medical exam need to be current for the adjustment of status after we get married? Here's what I recommend, James. When you get to the United States, when your beneficiary gets to the United States, redo the medical exam from the beginning. Find a civil surgeon in your city that's approved by the State Department to do medical exams. Listen to me. You got to trust me. Find a civil surgeon in your city approved by the State Department to conduct medical exams for green card applications. Pay for a second medical exam. Get a brand new 693 filled out. Get your vaccination documents recertified by a civil surgeon in America. He or she will put that information in a sealed envelope. Include that in your green card application. And that way you won't get a RFE from immigration looking for your medical exam. Just repeat it. Just do it over. Listen to me, man. If you listen to me, you're going to be on the right path. Chris, to get the packet 3, packet 4, I have to do this myself with a SEC account and DS-160 and US Doc Visa website. No. Email the embassy and ask them for it. Contact the embassy. I emailed Bogota. I emailed the US Embassy in Bogota. I said, hey, guys, I got my ready status. What do I do? I knew what to do, but I had to come up with a question. And they said, we're busy right now. Wait a couple of weeks. 11 days later, I got the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy in Bogota. I then jumped on the computer on the links they gave me in the packet 3, packet 4 email and processed Karina's K-1 visa application. Francois Livingston, I already wrote my name and that I am the petitioner in the K-1 visa petition and our case number on the bank statements. That's okay. You don't have to do that. You didn't have to do that, Francois. That's double work. You really didn't have to do that. But your name is going to be on the bank statements anyway, right? It's going to be on there. They know you're the petitioner because your name is on the K-1 visa application. So you didn't have to do that. But it's okay. It's extra work, but no worries. James Van Skoda, my fiance is coming to America before her medical for the interview expired. It took 5 months to adjudicate for the visa. Okay. Well, when you get to America, redo the medical exam. So that way you don't get an RFE if immigration looks for it. Just pay for another medical exam. That's the best advice I can give you, because if you want to take the chance at your medical exam in the home country, where is it? Do you have it? Is the Border Patrol going to take it from you at the Border Patrol entry in the United States? What if the Border Patrol, they took Karina's medical exam, they took everything. She had nothing but her passport and her K-1 visa and her I-94. Am I going to take a chance? No, I'm not. I redid her entire medical exam over from the beginning and put it in her green card application. Francois, look at you, man. Francois, Mountain Dew. Where's the camera? Mountain Dew salute for Francois. Thank you, Francois. Francois, you guys are keeping Karina in Hardee's big platter breakfast, and you're keeping me in Mountain Dew. And I just drank the last pad of this one, but that's okay. We're good. Francois, do I add my fiance's name to it? No. Only your name. You don't have to put anything on the bank statements. Your name is already on the bank statements. Francois, your name and address is already on the bank statements. All you got to do is white out the bank account numbers. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to add anything else to the bank statements. Just white out the account numbers. That's all you got to do. And highlight your deposits. Okay, you're a nurse's administrative assistant, right? Aren't you working for a hospital? They pay you direct deposit on bank statements. You highlight the direct deposits with a yellow highlighter. So immigration can go straight to the door. They don't care that you went to Publix and bought some whatever. They don't care. They just want to see how much money do you make per deposit. Okay. Let me see. Chris and Emma, thanks. Hey, Francois, big thank you, Francois. Now I'm going to give Francois another double Mountain Dew salute, but I got no Mountain Dew left. And Karina probably won't let me drink another one because it's mucho. So this is probably my only Mountain Dew for the day. But thank you, Francois. We appreciate you. Let me see. I'm making sure. Chris and Emma, okay, thanks, but she tried to do it, but it got blocked on her end. You do it. Chris and Emma, you do it from America. You take care of it for her, okay? Take care of it. Michael Bonsu, good day, Diego. I'm filling the I-134 form. Will my beneficiary's alien number be the one on the NOA 2? That's correct. Man, you guys are good. You guys are learning a lot from this channel, right? On your NOA 2 letter, right below on your beneficiary's approved NOA 2 letter under her name or his name, that's going to be his or her alien number. That goes on the I-134. Okay, make sure that goes on the I-134. Finally got an interview date for May 2nd in Accra, Ghana. Michael Bonsu, I'm seeing lots of interviews in Accra, Ghana now. Now I stuck my foot somewhere. Okay, no, don't wear your engagement ring to the visa interview. Don't wear any rings. Don't do that. Okay, but I've got Accra, Ghana working again. They were shut down for 6 months, and then I kind of stepped in there and with some of my friends in Washington and got them back to work. And now it's paying off. I'm not taking credit. I mean, I just make some phone calls. They did all the work. My friends in political positions who will go nameless. Francois, I used Market to cover account numbers. Marker, okay. I have 2 accounts and I transfer from one account to the other. That's good. No worries. But just blank out, white out, or mark out the account numbers. Immigration don't need to see that, but highlight the deposits. They want to see. They're mainly interested in how much money's going in your bank. That's all they really care about. Because of Jesus channel, guys, make sure you subscribe to the Because of Jesus channel. Okay, that's a YouTube channel. I think it is, right? Diego. 19th of April is my interview in Turkey, in Ankara. Ankara, Turkey is the embassy, right? And my police character certificate, got it from Nigeria in October 19th. I want to know if it is still valid. October, November, December, January, February, March to April. It's 6 months old. The State Department says a police certificate is good for 2 years. That's what the State Department says on the 7th floor in Washington, D.C., where they run things. But some embassies want to go with whatever the expiration date is on the police certificate. I don't know if it's a 6-month certificate that you have or a 12-month, but you got it from Nigeria. And your visa interview, your December, the 19th of April is the interview. You should be perfectly good. I don't see a problem. Because of Jesus channel, you're good to go. I don't see a problem. Francois Livingston, I was afraid paperwork will be misplaced. It is a lot of work, but it is okay. Understood. Francois, you're doing what you think is right for you. Good job. I do work at a hospital. I do get direct deposit, plus I get a monthly annuity income. Okay, take Karina out to breakfast. Oh, I will. I will. Probably tomorrow. I think tomorrow. Mañana desayuno conmigo.
Sí, todos los días.
She said the total day she was going to be with me the whole day. Francois, tomorrow is Hardee's. Thank you, Francois. Antonio, do you know about the CFO process in the Philippines? My fiance is nervous about it. It's very easy. The CFO process is the Philippine government has put together a class which is about 4 hours long to help Filipinos leave the Philippines and relocate to another country. It doesn't necessarily have to be the United States of America. It could be somewhere else. But it's a good class, and it's no big deal, and it's no stress. It's easy. But you got to have the K1 visa and the passport before you can go to the CFO interview. And it's a class. That's all. Chris and Emma, what, man, I'm going to give you a Mountain Dew salute. I don't have any Mountain Dew in the cup, in the bottle, but Mountain Dew for me, stock it up. Hopefully in 4 months you will have scary visa interview. But she got hit with an NBI for namesake. Don't worry about it. That's got to get a friend or attorney to get that pulled. I understand. Get that taken care of, but it's not going to hurt anything. Okay. Thank you for that, guys. We appreciate you. And I'm going to stock up. I'll take Karina to Hardee's. She likes to go to Hardee's for the big breakfast. The big breakfast platter with bacon. We tried the sausage, but we didn't care for it too much. The bacon, chicharron. She likes the bacon better. Francois, thank you. And if Chris, we got the Mountain Dew support from Chris and Emma. Let's see. Francois, everything will be mailed on Monday after work. FedEx. Good. Use FedEx, UPS, DHL. Don't use the postal service. Don't do that. Whenever you send paperwork to immigration, here's the secret, guys. Never use the postal service. Use a courier service. FedEx, UPS, DHL. Never put your credit card information in your K1 visa application or your green card application. Put a check in there. Write a check. Write a check. Lots of people are putting their credit card information in their green card application, and they're getting their banks blocking the transaction. The bank's saying, I don't know what this is. $1,400 plus this. What the heck is this? And the bank is blocking the transaction. And then USCIS is saying, we couldn't get paid, so we ain't going to process your green card. Send a check. Never use a credit card for the K1 application or for the green card application. Now, you can use a credit card to process the consulate interview at the embassy, because that's only $265. Your bank's not going to have a heart attack about that, but they will if it's over $1,000. Let me see. Chris and Emma, she has to pay $600 for the NBI hit for namesake. Get it done. Just get it taken care of. NBI is, what's an NBI? Francois Livingston. An NBI is where somebody is accused of something in a foreign country, and that person has to prove that they didn't do that to clear their name so they can leave the country. Otherwise, immigration could block somebody from leaving that country, whatever it is. An NBI is basically an investigation, okay? If you got to get your name cleared. If you didn't do something, if you get accused of something and you didn't do it, you got to prove it to clear your name. And that's what an NBI does. In the United States of America, we have the U.S. Constitution, okay? The U.S. Constitution says you are innocent until proven guilty. So a different procedure in America, right? You are innocent until proven guilty in this country, okay? Until the judge says, or until a jury or a judge says you're guilty, you're innocent, okay? And then if you're found guilty of something in this country, you can appeal it and say, no, it's not right. This isn't correct. And then you can appeal it to the next level up. And if you don't like that decision, you can take it to the next level above that until you get, adjudication. Francois, everything's going to be mailed on Monday. That's good. FedEx, because of Jesus channel. Thanks so much. No problem. Guys, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the Because of Jesus channel. Help his channel. Chris and Emil, she said, has to pay $600 for the NBI. Yeah, get it done. Antonio, they need the CFO certificate in order to leave the country. That's correct. But you got to have the K1 visa in the Filipino passport before you can get the CFO appointment. They heard that they can deny you if you don't answer the questions correctly or are not convinced the relationship is real. That's not. The CFO doesn't interview somebody for a K1 visa. That's what the embassy does. The Philippine government has a class called a CFO class for people who are relocating to the United States to help them adjust to life in America. It's got nothing to do with a K1 visas, approvals. It's nothing like that. The Philippine government will say, okay, you got your K1 visa and your passport, no problem. Schedule the CFO, go to the 4-hour class and learn how to relocate to America. It's just a class on how to relocate. That's all. They won't deny you nothing. Devil Dog Z, I've been with my fiance less than a year, but I met her 6 months ago and filed for the K1. Will I have a hard time for the approval? You've been with your fiance for just less than a year and met her 6 months ago. So you got a 12-month relationship. You filed for the K1 at around 11 or 12 months of your relationship, right? You're good. As long as make sure you make another trip back to go see your beneficiary. Make 2 more trips. Keep all the evidence, because when she goes to her K1 visa interview at the embassy officer is going to say, how many times has your sponsor been to visit you in your country? In this country? Devil Dog Z, what country? Remind me of the country. Make a couple more trips back to visit with her. Go for a 2-week vacation. Go for a 1-week vacation. Make 2 more visits. So when she goes to her visa interview, you got 3 trips. So the consul officer is going to ask her, how many times have you been with your sponsor? How many times has he visited you? Well, he's been to see me 3 times. He just left last week. You had to go back to work. Boom. You're good. Francois Livingston, got it. Thanks for clarifying. No problem, Francois. That's why we're here, guys. We're here for you. Okay. I don't want to see you spending all this money on immigration attorneys. They do a good job, for the most part. They do a great job, but some they mess up. Some make stupid mistakes. No, it's not hard to do this. You just got to be patient. Vietnam, Devil Dog Z. That's right. Okay, Devil Dog Z. You need to get up. You need to make another trip to Vietnam and spend a week or 2 with her. Keep all the evidence, your boarding passes, plane ticket. Get lots of pictures with her on your second trip. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you, because it's going to come up at the visa interview. All right, it's going to come up. Well, I filed the K1 6 months ago. I haven't heard anything back. No, it takes 6, 7 months, 8 months. You'll hear back soon. Let me see. Michelle, hey Diego. It's been 4 months since my biometrics and I still haven't received an EAD or a green card. What do you suggest I do? Keep waiting. You're in the queue. You're in the line with everybody else. It could take 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, but you're very close. Okay? Be patient. Don't get into a hurry. Be patient. And Antonio, I'm getting my information from some people that have been through the CFO process on Facebook. Get off Facebook. Delete your Facebook account. Okay. Go into the Facebook, whatever it is, privacy section. Look for delete account and delete your Facebook account. Get rid of that junk. Facebook, okay, is a giant monitoring device for the U.S. government. The U.S. government loves Facebook. You're putting out all your information out there, all your personal information, all your private information, what you had for dinner, what hotel you stayed in, what you had for breakfast. Delete your Facebook account. Don't help the U.S. government spy on you. That's all they're doing. It's a giant spy platform. That's all. And that's my opinion. And if you like Facebook, we'll continue with Facebook. If you don't have a problem with the U.S. government knowing what you had for dinner yesterday, keep it. Keep your Facebook account. But I had a Facebook account just to help Karina with her K1 visa, because it's a great place to post pictures. When I was in Colombia, I was posting pictures. I'm here with Karina in Cartagena. We're here in Chauchi. We're here in Cucata. We're here in Bucaramanga. We're here in wherever. And then I printed the pictures, and it was stamped on this day at this time in Colombia. And I included that information in the K1 visa application as evidence of being together. I proved it. Right after we got married and we applied for Karina's green card, I don't need Facebook. I got rid of that government spying entity and deleted it. You guys should do the same thing. Honestly, you really should. You don't need it. So, Antonio, Stay out of Facebook. Did the U.S. immigration ask Karina a lot of questions at the airport? No, zero. Nothing. My K1 visa package was 4 books full of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. My K1 visa package was so strong, okay, the embassy officer gave her a hard time because she's from Venezuela. He asked her like 11 questions, but that's okay. But when she got to the United States, the immigration officer at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia wrote, "This relationship is real. Don't bother these people. Let them in." Basically, something like that. So she got to the Border Patrol officer in Miami. He opened up the package. He read the letter from the embassy. These guys are good. Leave them alone. He read that. He processed her visa, her entry to the I-94, and wished her and welcomed her to the United States. The stronger your K1 visa package, the less hassle you're going to get from immigration. Chris and let me see here. Chris and Emma, what if Border Patrol interview at the airport wants to see your Facebook and other social media? You got to show them. If the Border Patrol asks your beneficiary, "I want to see your Facebook account," you got to show them your Facebook account. If you don't have a Facebook account, that's an impossible thing to do because you don't have a Facebook account, and you tell the immigration officer, "I don't have a Facebook account. I don't use Facebook." So you can't show them something you don't have, right? Get rid of it. It's garbage, junk. Delete it. Get rid of it. WhatsApp, even though it's owned by Facebook, Meta company, WhatsApp's pretty good. You keep your WhatsApp. If you have WhatsApp on your application on your phone, keep the WhatsApp and use it for communication between you and your beneficiary, and print the chats. WhatsApp, I support it. Even though Zuckerberg's company owns WhatsApp, keep WhatsApp. If you have Facebook, delete your account. Get rid of it. But the immigration officer can ask to see your phone. The Border Patrol can see your phone. They can ask to see your phone and your Facebook and your Instagram. Devil Dog Z, I plan on going to the interview with her. The petitioner is allowed in the interview with the beneficiary at the U.S. consulate. When you go to the interview with her in Vietnam, where's the U.S. embassy in Vietnam? Is it in Hanoi? No, it's not Hanoi anymore. Where's the embassy in Vietnam? I can't remember. Keep your boarding passes. Keep your receipts. Keep your hotel receipts. Take her out to dinner in Vietnam. Use your credit card. So you got evidence of your trip to Vietnam. Take lots of pictures with her friends, with her family. Ho Chi Minh, in Ho Chi Minh City. That's right. The U.S. Embassy is in Ho Chi Minh City. Get lots of pictures with her, with friends and family. You are included in the pictures, right? When you file for the green card, put about 20 pictures in there with you on your trip to Vietnam. 20 pictures of your wedding. 10 pictures of your honeymoon. Plus include pictures of your relationship on your first trip to Vietnam to go visit with her. So you're going to have pictures from when you first went to Vietnam, your second trip to Vietnam, your wedding, and your honeymoon. Okay? Immigration don't care about selfies. Okay? Here we go. Here's me aboard the click. Immigration couldn't care less about selfies. They don't even look at them. They want to see pictures with you, your sponsor, and your friends and family. That's what they want to see. Antonio, do I make sense to Apple for work authorization if you're applying for a green card? Does it make sense to apply? Does it make sense to apply for work authorization? It did in the past because you could update your social security number with the work permit. But now you got to pay $260 for a work permit. Plus you got to pay $1,440 for the green card and the biometrics. Plus you got to pay $660 or $630 for the advanced parole. Here's what I recommend. Antonio, I deciphered it. Here's what you need to do. Apply for the green card. Wait for the green card. Okay? Don't pay for a work permit. It's $260. I think it's $260. I think that's what it is. Don't do that. When I applied for Karina, when Karina filed for her green card, I helped fill out the paperwork for her work permit. I included her work permit paperwork, the I-797. I think that's what it is for the work permit. Well, I included it because it was free. Okay? It's I-765. The application for employment authorization is Form I-765. We included it in her green card application because it was free, no cost. Now you got to pay. On April 1st, the prices went up, which is crazy, right? But it's the way to pay for, in order for immigration to pay for all this stuff, instead of using taxpayer money, we have to fund our own visas, which makes sense. What is the advanced parole for, and is it necessary? Advanced parole is if your beneficiary gets to America, she's here for a couple of weeks, and grandma gets sick, and she has to go back to her home country to help grandma. She can still enter the United States, re-enter the United States without her green card, but you got to have advanced parole. Here's my advice. Don't get advanced parole. You could be denied re-entry into the United States with an advanced parole document that you spent $660 on, or whatever it is. It's over $600. The Border Patrol could say, you came to America, you got married, and then you went back to your home country within a month. Why did you do that? Well, grandma got sick. Okay, your grandma got sick. You should have stayed in America and called grandma. Grandma, I'm sorry you're sick. I'm in America. I can't leave the country. I'll help you from here. Do not leave the country on an advanced parole document. There's a good chance if you get a disgruntled Border Patrol officer having a bad day, he can block you from coming back in the USA. Once you get to America, get married, apply for the green card, and wait for the green card, and start your life in the United States. That's what you got to do. Okay? My opinion. I was at the airport in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, flying Spirit Airlines to Bogota. And there was a lady sitting next to me and her husband. They just got married on the K-1 visa. Man, I was so happy for them. I said, congratulations. I said, why are you here at the airport? You just got married on a K-1 visa. Do you have an advanced parole document? She said, what's that? She didn't even know what it was. I said, do you have your green card? No, I've just applied for my green card. I just applied for the adjustment of status paperwork. I said, so you're leaving here from Fort Lauderdale to Bogota. You don't have an advanced parole document, and you don't have a green card. How are you planning on getting back in the United States? Well, I got my K-1 visa right here in my passport. I said, the K-1 visa no longer exists. Your K-1 visa terminated the minute the wheels of that 747 landed at Miami Airport or wherever, Fort Lauderdale Airport. She said, what do you mean? I can't go back to Medellin in Colombia to see my family? I said, no. If you leave the United States, if you get on that plane right now, fly to Bogota and then to Medellin, you ain't coming back for 2 years because your husband's going to have to apply for a spousal visa. So the husband's looking at me. He said, what? She can't fly on her K-1? No. You don't have advanced parole. You don't have a green card. You can't leave the country. Well, you can you can leave if you want, but you ain't coming back. So I told the lady, go ask the lady at the Spirit Airlines check-in counter. I said, go ask her if she can leave the country without advanced parole or a green card. So she went over and asked the lady. The lady said, no, you can't. So she came back to me. She gave me a big hug. Her husband slapped me on the back and said, Diego, thank you. You just saved my entire life. They lost $600 with the plane tickets because they didn't leave the country. But you know what? It would have cost them 2 years of time, plus a spousal visa, plus an explanation as to why she left the country without an advanced parole document. Plus, it would have been treated as an abandoned green card application. I saved their skin. That was years ago, but it is what it is. So Devil Dog, you're going to go to the interview with her. Advanced parole, Antonio, is if you want to travel back to the home country without a green card. Don't do it. Don't take the chance. Is it necessary? Only if you feel like your beneficiary needs to leave America as soon as she gets here. So she gets here, you get married. Oh, I got to go back home. I forgot my favorite teddy bear. I want to go get it. No, you ain't going to get it. You call mom and say, hey, can you mail my teddy bear, please? Can you mail it to me? That's how you do it. Don't get advance parole. Don't leave America. Wait till you get your green card. Devil Dog Z. Yeah, when I sent the K1, spent 3 weeks in Vietnam, took pictures with her every day, made a timeline of each day. Beautiful. But make sure those pictures included family and friends. Antonio, I'm trying to save as much money as I can, and I don't want to spend unnecessary money. Antonio, you are investing in your family. Devil Dog Z, I'm trying to make it as easy for her. I plan on flying back with her and going through customs with her. Yeah, Devil Dog Z, when you fly from Vietnam back to the United States, you bring your beneficiary, your beautiful wife-to-be, through the U.S. citizenship line. Bring her through the U.S. citizenship line. Do not let her go to the green card line and you go to the U.S. You work, you're together, you hold her hand, and you walk her through the U.S. citizenship line. You can do that. Okay, guys, I've been talking an hour and 25 minutes. I did an early live stream today. I'll be back on Monday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Then I'm going to be done. We'll be done for the day. We're going to go relax in the garden and enjoy and think about lunch. Thanks for stopping by for the live stream. Thank you for the super chats, guys. Karina is going to Hardee's tomorrow with me for a special breakfast. And I'm going to go stock up. I'll get some more Mountain Dew, although Larry did a great job stocking me up on Mountain Dew. Okay, Antonio, okay, she won't get advance parole. We already discussed it. Just focus on becoming American. You come to America. Welcome to the United States. We want you to be here. We welcome you. We're glad you're coming. Become an American. Okay? That's my opinion. With that said, Antonio gets the last word. Delete your Facebook account. Get rid of that junk. Delete it. Delete it. And we will see you guys on Monday.